Well, Edward, I've been looking forward to meeting you because I feel like you're an old friend. We see you on television, and I've seen some of your previous films, and now Stand and Deliver, which probably is, well, your greatest role, I guess, wouldn't it be?
I would say that it's probably the most challenging and the most fulfilling role I've ever done, and I've been honored with being able to do some great characters like El Pachuco and Zoot Suit and Castillo on television and Ballad of Gregorio Cortez, and they're all been tremendous. But this one is, well, I think it's because of two reasons. One being that it's a fun and it's a funny character and it's a fun-loving character, and two, because it's the truth, and the truth and celebrates something that everyone that has seen the picture has said, I can't believe you guys did it, because it's such a celebration of education, and it's such an inspirational piece without being message, oriented, without being, like, there's a lot of message in it, but it's not based on giving you a message, it's just lets you see the facts as it happen. It's a true story. And I think that the celebration is overwhelming, and it's hitting the heart of the nation. It's becoming very successful.
Good, I'm glad to hear that. I'm sitting here looking at you, and then I'm still seeing you on the screen.
They won't recognize me.
They won't. Your own mother wouldn't recognize
my own family. My wife of 21 years, my son of 16-year-old son, my 13-year-old son, walked right by me. I mean, they walked right by me, and I was just standing there, and I saw them walk right by me, and I said, well, I guess this is going to work. That's when I knew. No, well, I weigh 200 pounds.
So you put on how much?
I put on over 42 pounds.
Wow.
Yeah, and
then what did they do with the hair? How did they do that?
Oh, you always give me that opportunity. I was going to do it one more time, but I better not. I was going to tell you what I told national television, and they got so mad at me for doing it, because I told them that's the way I really am, and this is a hairpiece. And they went, and I go, you see the net and the person that went there? Now you're going to pull, you're the first one that's pulled it. The other ones were so
Wouldn't I feel horrible if it came
off? What would you have done? What would you have done? You would have sat there.
I would have handed it back.
Oops, I'm sorry. But literally, I did that, and I went like this to the interviewer. I said, that's a good net, isn't it? And they said, my gosh, you can't even tell. And I said, I know. And I said, people, on Miami Vice, they give me great hair pieces. But I hope you don't take this out of context, because you're going to make me sound like if I said it again. But really, that's a wonderful makeup job done by a brilliant, brilliant makeup artist, Dee Monsanto.
Was that a hair piece?
Oh, yes, it was.
Someone told me you thinned your hair, and
I said, they're going to say,
much.
I mean, not that way. It was so beautifully done. That's what makes me look like the man. Have you seen the original
Yes,
man?
I have seen video on him, yes. Yes.
And we look a lot alike.
So then you had to lose the 42 pounds.
Have you ever tried to do that?
Well, losing 5 is painful.
Very, very. And it's been very hard, very difficult. It's taken me 10 months. And I'm still not down. I mean, I still got 12 pounds to go before I get back to 157.
And then when you went back to Miami Vice, was there any problem there?
Of course, nothing fit. I mean, there was nothing fit before I left, and the only people that really knew that I was doing this were my wardrobe people, because they kept on trying to be very kind. They would look at me, and I was trying to put stuff on, and they just kind of like look and go, nobody wanted to say anything, like to say, hey man, you're getting fat. They wouldn't say anything. They'd be very kind, and I kind of like would chuckle, and I wanted to see who would say something first. No one said anything. And finally I said, listen, I'm trying to do a part, and this stuff is not working on me right now. Can you kind of like loosen my pants a little bit, because they're a little bit too tight? And they all would go, oh yeah, of course. And but that's what it's taken. I literally had to keep it under wraps, because it was a little risky, and it was hard to do. It wasn't an easy trip.
Is Vice going to be around next season?
I'm going to say the same thing I've been saying every year since it started. Every year at the end of the year, I say it can't be put on for another year. It costs too much money. And again, I'll say it this year again. They can't put it on anymore. It costs too much money. And maybe they'll surprise me for a 5th year. I don't know.
Are you in the episode with Barbra Streisand?
No. Yeah, well, I guess I'm not in the scenes with her. I didn't even know she did it. You guys knew it before we did. I mean,
You're kidding.
No, I mean, you know, I work whenever you see me working on, you know, I only work in the OCB. Very seldom do I go outside of the OCB, and that's our offices, and so I don't know what's really happening on there.
Getting back to Stand and Deliver, what do you think now is going to be the impact of the film on Escalante and on the students?
Very good question. I think that the impact is going to be overwhelming. It won't change anything other than it'll install more pride than they already have now, which I can't believe how much more pride they could have. They've not only changed, Escalante and this group of children have not only changed their own lives and their immediate families' lives, but have changed the lives of the school and the community and of East LA and now of the nation. This thing is much larger than anybody anticipated it to be. It's so heartfelt that it's sweeping the country. It's the #1 box office hit in Los Angeles and New York at the present time. It grossed over $1,170,000 in a matter of 9 days. You know, this is like you're averaging $13,000 per screen per day. It's outrageous. People are busing kids in. Kids are bringing loads of other kids. Adults are bringing grandchildren. You know, it's a very interesting phenomenon. And it's not sometimes when you go out and you hear people talk about a film, you kind of get over expectations of the film and you end up getting disappointed. You must understand that this is a very modest and humble film that has a tremendous truth and has a tremendous sense of value that is funny. And it's a comedy, and you walk in there and then he hands you a left hook that you're not ready for. And that left hook is overwhelming. And then you sit there and you get angry, and then at the end you cry and you cheer. We had 700 people last night crying and cheering in Chicago. They were, I mean, just like could not stop cheering. My friend called me from LA. He says, I just finished coming back from the Plaza Theater, seeing your movie. He called me at 2 o'clock Eastern time. 11 o'clock Western time, and I was in the East, so it was 2 o'clock in the morning. And he says, I don't believe it. They stood up and started cheering the screen. Nobody, I mean, you know, I've never seen people stand up and cheer a screen. What for? You know, and who's there from the picture? You know, the picture's just there, you know. And he was very, very happy for me. And people have been calling up because it is a very humble and modest picture.
Edward, one last thing that I just have to mention is that already critics are saying, please, Academy, remember this man next year when the Oscars roll around.
That is wonderful. I mean, the reviews have been as if my mother had written my reviews. It's been quite an extraordinary, uplifting feeling, but I don't know what will happen there, and all I can say, honestly, is that I'm so privileged to be in this industry in the first place. But then to have the opportunity to use the craft in this means of doing the Ballad of Gregorio Cortez, and that was my last film that I did, and now doing this one, Stand and Deliver. Boy, I'm real fortunate, I'm real happy, and I'm thankful.
I wish we could go on, but we've used up all our time, Edward. I can just say again that I think the film is absolutely marvelous, and your performance is outstanding.
Thank you very much.
Continued good luck to you.
Thank you.
Wonderful interview. Thank you. Thank you. Did he ever get in any trouble for kind of cuffing the kids around?
Yeah. We had that in the picture.